as human beings, what they want to know is they want to know what they want to know about the animal. They want to know how to get the animal to do or understand what they want. And what I want to share with you all this evening is, if you really want to receive that information and you want to have a better relationship or solve a problem or have a deeper connection and understanding with your non-human animal, then guess what? You have to do some of the things that you as a human don't want to do. You have to actually let go of your judgments and your assumptions and still this. And be still and be peaceful inside like they are, because an animal's mind isn't always going like yours is. It's still, it's peaceful. So when you learn to be still inside and you learn to be quiet and you stop telling them and trying to get them to do what you want them to do, or anxious to figure out what you want to know from them, guess what? It gives them space. You're holding space for that animal to really present who they are to you. Because here's something I want to offer all of you tonight, is the opportunity to put yourself in your animal's shoes. I want you all to imagine, like I shared on the pre-party, I want you to imagine that you were living with a different species who was taking care of you, who didn't speak your language, who didn't really understand you, who kind of guessed about your wants and needs, who knew what it meant to keep you alive. But every time you try to express yourself, your feelings, your wants, your needs, your frustrations, they misunderstood you. I'm sure most of you know what that feels like with other human beings. It's so frustrating. Maybe your spouse just doesn't get you. They don't understand you. Or you have a loved one that crossed over and you wanted to tell them something and you really think that they passed from this world and didn't understand what you wanted to share. Well, guess what? This is how your non-human animal companions feel most of the time, every day of their lives. They love you, but they're very, very, very patient with us. They're dependent on us, and they wait their entire lives for us to understand them, right? So think about it. They can't write. We don't speak their language, but they understand more of our language than we understand of theirs. They feel our emotions. They can read our thoughts. They know our intentions, and yet they try so hard to respond, and they're just patient. They're waiting for us, right? They have to abide by our rules. And so, the next time you're trying to connect or communicate with an animal, think about this. Consider the fact that for that connection to really be made, you're going to have to let go of some of the control. You're going to have to let go of some of what you want from them, what you want them to do. If they are behaving in a funny way and you're saying to yourself, oh, I hear people do this all the time. Oh, he's mad. He's angry. No, he's probably just frustrated and being patient, waiting for you to realize that he or she is trying to communicate with you. Okay. I could go on for hours about any of these topics with animals, but I want to just kind of give you guys a basic summary so that next week, if any of you callers want to ask about animals or have an animal reading or communicate with an animal that has crossed over, you can call in with your questions. Okay. And you can also, connect with me on larkinsreadings.com and my Larkin Animal Interpreter page or Psychic Medium page on Facebook. We talk about all this stuff, guys, but next week I'll be taking live calls. And if you want to include your questions to be about animals, you can do that. We love to take those questions. I only have about 90 seconds left on here. So I want to leave you with a couple more things. Your animals, when they cross over the rainbow bridge, they can still feel and hear and see you just like the human beings can. Okay. Do they go to heaven? Yes, absolutely. When you cross over, are you going to see your past animals on the other side? Yes, because just like us, they have a spirit body and a soul, and they're growing and they're evolving, and they love you and they are there for you. So if you're thinking about your animal and you're missing them and you're tearing up, guess what? They know that. They can see you and feel you, because we on this side, it's so hard for us to sense the energy side, the non-physical. But non-physical knows everything about us, and they're still right there loving us. And my friends, this includes your animals. We've only got about 30 seconds left, so I want to say one last thing. When your animals cross over, guys, they want you to use that space they have left to bring another animal into your life. So please don't feel that just because you lose an animal, it doesn't mean you can't bring another one in. We don't find animals, they find us. And they have agreed and come with our souls into our lives with a purpose. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you again next Thursday. Bye, everyone. Hi.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for the Universal Mechanic with Simon Stone. Live from the universalmechanic.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is the Universal Mechanic
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, everyone. Salutations. My name's Simon. I am the Universal Mechanic, and I hope to be your guide on this new show where hopefully I can show you how spiritualism, energy, the universe, how it can all interact with our everyday lives, how it can affect us, how it can change us emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And hopefully we can wander our way through lives that little bit happier, that little bit kinder, and a little bit more humbleness and gratitude, I suppose. And hopefully we can make a change to this world, make a change to the direction, I suppose, that we all feel that the life can be going. So who am I? Well, my name's Simon. I'm Simon Stone. And through my life experiences, as everybody else has, I suppose, we all find a path in our life that can take us in different directions. We learn different skills, learn different things. We have traumas, we have dramas, we have happy moments, we have emotional moments. And if we all just pause for a second and look at our lives and where it goes, I'm sure we can put a few flags in the ground and realize where our lives take in different directions. And that can sometimes take us to a place where we don't feel like we're in control, that life is controlling us and where we're going. And I had that belief throughout life. I never really felt that I was in control of my own life. And I made mistakes. I lost friends. I lost some family. We all lose things for our own mistakes. But we don't realize the mistakes until afterwards, in the hindsight and everything else. And we have to learn this life is about growth. Us as an individual, as a soul, as an energy entity. And as much as I love connecting to spirit and giving readings and helping people, I also understand that to learn that and to learn me, I had to find a place that made me happy, made me comfortable and at peace with who I am. And in doing that, I learned about universal energy. I learned about how we're spirit in our own souls. Our soul is spirit. And to be able to separate the consciousness from the brain, from your heart, the emotions, your gut feeling, your instincts. I mean, the list is endless. I could go on with all the different words and superlatives, but we have to end up finding what's comfortable with us and what's with ourselves. And this is where, if we go on a journey, we will find these things, and we have to look within, and we have to look at our lives and look at our programming and look what we've learned, and decide which things are good for us and which things are not good for us anymore, and discard and remove and change the things that we need to, and help us to grow and become better people. And in doing that, we shine a light to others, and we become the example to others, not by control or manipulation or telling people what they should do, but by being at peace with ourselves and living the life that we want to live, be happy, choosing the paths that we want to go on, having our eyes wide open, but also learning and becoming a better person and enjoying the ride and enjoying the adventure. And life is one magical thing to do. Once you give up the surrender and you give up the power of control, and you hand over that control and that surrender to a higher power, an energy, a belief, and you're willing to just see how life unfolds, that is so freeing. And we get caught up, and there's this word going around the matrix, or saying going around the matrix, where we're all caught up in the matrix of everyday life, trying to survive, trying to make money, trying to get by and make our lives better for us and our children, and so on and so forth. And we get caught up into this cycle, this hamster wheel of life, and we never truly feel free. How often do we just stop and breathe? So hopefully, if you join me on this journey, on this new show that I'm doing, it's an honor and pleasure to be on Psychic Radio, A1 Radio Network, and hopefully you'll enjoy the ride. You pick up a few pointers, and a few things may resonate with you along the way and help you along the way. I mean, I may give the odd reading throughout the times. I take phone calls, and each week I'm going to be talking about a particular subject, and all the various different things and how they can all connect. I'm also going to be arranging interviews with various people that I feel would be great for knowledge to be given out there. There's also people I want to promote because of some of the good work that they do, and in particular, there's an institution called the Totton Spiritualist Church in Southampton in UK, England, and they do amazing work. They're doing a campaign at the moment to try and raise funds and money so they can get presents for children that get no presents at Christmas. They run a food bank. They do amazing things. They do services each week, mediumship service, and they do great work for the community. And it's an example of how people can just give a moment of their time, a moment of their life to give to other people, and the brightness and the shine and the positivity that gives to everyone. And maybe some people's lives are too busy that they can't, do that because of the situation now, and that's through no fault of their own. But just walking around with a smile, with that energy, that positivity that, yeah, you may be facing battles. Yeah, you may be facing things to deal with, but you can still smile and you can still give a stranger a little pick-me-up each day. It costs nothing at all. So that's where I'm coming from. I want to show people and talk about subjects. So if there's anyone out there you want subject, please write in and we'll try and fit them in. We'll talk about subjects. If you want to call in and ask any questions about the universe and how you think it all works, or even just give an opinion, please do so. I'm all for that. Say how you feel. This is what this is about. It's about you. It's about how you feel. Are you happy? Are you not happy? If you are, what makes you happy? Talk about what what you find that interests you. So if you've got Canberra and Erie, Pennsylvania, in USA, go ahead.
Hi. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm trying to contact my great uncle. Passed away back in April. I didn't know about it until maybe a week or two ago. I'm trying to contact him because I'm trying to find out what happened to him.
I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as you started talking to me, I started to feel really quite nauseous and quite sick. So, and I do get quite a severe illness towards the end with him. And I'm going to say this. I think it's actually more your energy. I do feel that there's things going on in your life where you need to speak your truth, speak your words, because I get a constricted throat, and and I get with what you're saying. You're trying to find things out because it feels like you feel like you want to say a few words. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense.
It's like you need to speak your own truth. I feel a frustration around you, but I also feel like I feel a distance, as though there's an isolation, as though you feel like you've been made to feel isolated. Would that understand on an energy level, on a love level, with family?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I understand that, and this is where I feel you need to speak your truth. I think you need to contact people and speak with them. That's the feeling I'm getting, and I feel if you do that, and would you understand that they're trying to show me and they're trying to tell me that there's a specific person in the family that you could talk to that would actually have a sympathetic ear, as it were, and would actually listen to you and go, okay, yeah, I understand. And I'm getting from that conversation, it will open doors that you won't feel so isolated. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of Chinese whispers going on, and people assuming one thing when in actual fact it's something else. And again, this is where they're showing me you need to speak up and say how you feel. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. How well did you know this great uncle?
Pretty well. He
Right,
was
because
my great.
I would, the reason why I'm asking, I don't need any more than that. The fact that you knew him pretty well, so I can tell you things and you would understand. It's not like he's a relative that you didn't know, or you only knew when you were a child or whatever. But I do feel I've got a gentleman that's with me, and I do feel he's making me feel he's quite tall, but he's got quite an energy presence. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but it's almost like he's showing me that when he was around, everybody listened to him. It's like his voice had authority.
Kind of. Yeah.
If it's not him, then it's somebody else. But it's an older gentleman. I got it twice. As soon as I started speaking to you, I got a military connection with this gentleman as well.
Military. He wasn't in the military. I'm not sure.
Then why am I
He is.
seeing? Why? Okay, that's fine. But why am I seeing or being made to feel that there's like a sergeant major feel to this? So he may not be in the military, but he may have been nicknamed the Sergeant Major. Why am I getting feeling that there's someone who, when they barked, he barked orders and everyone done as they were told? That's the feeling of the male energy I've got around me at the moment.
I'm not sure. I don't think that was him.
It may not be him.
I'm not sure who that would be.
No, that's fine, but it's definitely someone who's connected to you, and I would even say it's grandfather. I would say this grandfather because the uniform I'm also seeing is around World War II. I'm seeing an older uniform.
Grandfather.
Or it's on level, but you need to speak with someone in the family. But when you're saying you want to connect to this great uncle and everything else, right, are there moments when you feel that he's around you?
Yes, there are moments where I feel he's around me, yes.
Right. They're the moments you need to speak with him, because I bet you there's some situations where you feel he's around you, and how can I explain it? You're doing simple things. You could just be in the kitchen, making a drink or something. Sometimes it can be at simple times, and you think to yourself, well, sometimes it can just be spirit showing you that they're around you. And that can come across either by smells, a feeling, a thought. They pop into your head for no reason at all. You just start thinking about them, and then you get hairs up on your neck. They're all different things, all different signs. So when you get that feeling that you know he's around you, that's when you want to speak with him. Because just because you're a human and they're a spirit, there is still a connection of energy that will allow a form of communication. Now, because we're humans and we haven't evolved to a degree yet, I believe it's just a science we yet to tap into. So I feel that spirit can connect to us by thoughts, feelings, images, all those sort of things that come out of nowhere that remind us of this person, and that's them saying, hi, it's me. And that's when I take the opportunity to say, okay, hi, how are you, what are you up to, and have a conversation with them.
Right.
Okay, so I do feel if you do that, you'll be quite surprised by, you could talk to them in your head and thinking you're going crazy, or a bit, thinking you're a bit strange